Welcome back to my channel, guys. I'm Jessica Mitri, and this is the Mitri Expose. Make sure that you're subscribed to stay up to date on these data centers. So let's get right into it. There's a gold rush happening in America right now, except this time they're not digging for gold. They're building massive AI data centers, and they need land, water, and power on a scale that most people can't even picture. In Western New York, that means three different sites and three different fights. In Georgia, it means something even darker. People losing their homes, families have owned for decades. This is the full picture, so stay with me. Okay. Let's start at home. Niagara Falls has two separate AI data center projects that are moving in at the exact same time. The first one, the Niagara Digital Campus, Milstein and Urbicon, $1.5 billion. And this one has been tangled up in lawsuits for years. But on June 4th, 2026, everything changed. The city council approved a settlement. The mayor wants it clear, though. This is not, I repeat, this is not the final approval for the data center itself. It's a settlement that clears the zoning for the path forward. I feel like, same difference, dude, right? The deal, though, the city gets 10 acres for a park, just what we need. Not the roads done or anything. I digress. Now, the second one, Nine Lives Digital Group. This one has moved faster, quieter, and with a lot less media attention. Until now, of course. Cranes, excavators, and liquid cooled server units were delivered last summer. And here's a receipt worth screenshotting. The founder of this company is a convicted felon. And I know you're probably like, why are you being so judgy? People make mistakes. Listen, I get that. I'm a recovering addict and I know felons, okay? But this dude was sentenced for laundering drug cartel money. Okay. He doesn't even have any data center experience or none of this. This is just to line his pockets. And let's be real. That's a fact that we need to pay attention to. Anyway, that's his own court record, by the way. Two very different paths and the same destination. Now, let's go a few miles on down the river to Tonawanda. That's actually where I spent most of my life growing up. This is the old Tonawanda Coke site, toxic Coke site. That land was poisoned, this community, for decades. And now there's a plan to build a 2 billion, 300 megawatt AI data center on top of it. It's called the Riverview Innovation and Technology Campus. Officially, it's paused, waiting on New York's grid operator to clear a massive power request. The developer wants you to know they say it is not paused, it is just delayed. But here's what's actually happened on June 3rd, 2026. Over 250 residents packed a planning board meeting to fight this thing. One resident stood up and compared it directly to the Love Canal. Toxic land paved over, still hurting people decades later. Another laid out the science on these facilities. Cooling systems running 75 to 105 decibels nonstop because the servers never sleep. The board didn't approve anything that night. They just tabled it. Paused doesn't mean canceled. Don't let that word fool you. Here's the thread connecting every site in this state. New York's legislation just passed something called the Responsible Data Center Development Act. And this is important. I'm actually very happy that something like this has even come up. It's a 1-year moratorium, a full stop on any data center pulling more than 20 megawatts of power. Pay attention to those numbers. The Coke one was 300 megawatts, okay? So that covers Niagara Digital Campus. That covers Riverview and Tonawanda. Right now, it is sitting on Governor Kathy Hochul's desk. She said publicly she sees this as a local land use decision, not a state one. So she's got until December to sign it, veto it, or just let it expire. One signature could freeze two of these three projects before another shovel hits the ground. One veto or 1 year of silence, and they keep moving exactly how they are right now. Now, I want to show you what this looks like when nobody's watching closely enough. Coweta County, Georgia. Many of you probably have seen a lot of videos on this, but we're going to have the whole picture here, so let's get into it. Georgia Power is building a 35-mile, 500,000 volt transmission line called Project Wansley. It exists for one reason: to power 4 new AI data centers, including a massive one called Project Sail. That line needs to cross over 330 properties, with up to 30 actual homes facing demolition. One of those homes belonged to Angela Hall. She's owned it since 2002. She has animals, she's on a fixed income, she does not want to move, and her daughter, Ansley Brown, has said it plainly. It doesn't matter how much money they offer, her mom doesn't want to leave. And frankly, she shouldn't have to. She owns it. Georgia Power's response, they say they offered her $205,000 over her own appraisal, more than 275,000 of the Zillow value. And the eminent domain is a last resort, and they use less than 1% of the land's deals. Brown's response says she's the only reason there's a deal at all is a threat hanging over it. Settle. Or we take this to court and let a jury decide. And here's the part that should make every American pay attention because of a Supreme Court case called Kelo versus City of New London. Courts have reportedly upheld eminent domain for private economic development. And when a private company is the one benefiting, this isn't a fringe theory. This is a settled law functioning exactly the way it was designed to function. Your home, your land, your family's history on it. And none of that outweighs a server farm's need for power legally. So here's what we've got in New York: 2 data centers moving through courts and zoning boards, one built on land that's already poisoned, a community wants. A signal signature in Albany that could freeze all of it or let it keep running. In Georgia, we have families losing homes that they've owned for decades because a power line needs to feed 4 data centers. It'll probably never even benefit from it directly. Different states, different companies, same engine. AI doesn't run on promises. It runs on land, water, and electricity. And somebody always pays for that, even if it's not the company cashing the check. This is not red versus blue. This is not left versus right. This is about who gets to keep what's theirs while a handful of companies decide America's needs to be rebuilt around server tracks. I'm Jessica Mitri. This is the Mitri Expose, and I'm done being silent. I'm going to be posting a lot more. I'm just getting started. I am brand new to this. I want to do a proper introduction video. If you found any value, I hope that you will subscribe. If you are a local like me in Niagara Falls, Tonawanda, or Western New York at all, I really hope that you follow because people need to know what's going on. And no one has talked about these on the level that I am talking, on the amount that I am posting, talking about them. This is important because this is our lives. This is about humanity, really, overall, because data centers make us sick, dude. There's already like 5,000 in America. Why do we even need one more? Like, realistically. And like, why in Utah, what's going on? And they were just approved with the whole Kevin O'Leary crap. The data center would be the size of Manhattan times 2. Why didn't you just do that to begin with and have just one data center, right? If it's that big, but data centers make us sick. This is about you. This is about your family. This is about your pockets because our bills are going to go up. Mind you, we already deal with our bills going up. So that's all I got for right now. Stay locked in with me, guys. This is serious. I love you. Be safe and question everything. Talk to you next time.